Hmm. Okay, cool. What is this? What is that? Yeah, we'll need this fella. Close that, close that. Let's actually move this here, yeah, I can. Let's close that up. So we did that last night. Tesla engineer, good evening, buddy. Good man, good, very good. How are you? Just been a whole day with my family. What about yourself? We don't really maybe need that, yeah. All right, so what did we do last night? Yeah, we did this. All right, let me just do a bit of research now when we wanna. Nice, man, nice. I'm just gonna do this. New chat, didn't I create one? Let's see, why is it lagging? Where is it creating a new chat? Come on, dude. Ah, okay, we're already there. We are building a new feature for our program platform called courses. We have basic functionality done, such as creating a course, sections, lectures, also a course landing page, and views to view separate lectures whatsoever. Right now, we don't have any courses uploaded to the platform yet, hence we are struggling to build a general courses page where users there's there yet. Help us build some view now. Vanix, my friend, good evening. Interesting, okay. Leo, my friend, good evening. Good evening. Give me a moment, it's kind of a bit warm here. Good evening, buddy. How is life? I miss you, Vanix, man. Interesting community engagement, promote interaction with this community, such as forums and discussion. Yeah. Yeah, I don't kind of find that useless. Generate some sort of UI for me in the context. Empty post view. All right, so if we actually go over here, right? Let's try to figure this out together, right? Let me take my pen. So right now we have a problem, right? That when we release this feature, there's really no courses, right? So we need to, Jesus fucking Christ, man, come on. So we need to design basically an empty state for that, right? So we're gonna do this. And yeah, we probably need some banner that says, you know, there's no courses yet. Good evening, Tom. You know, and then some call to action. And then when there are some, we'll obviously show the thumbnails and stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, not very, I don't know. So this is kind of useless. Okay, I see. And why, give me 1 second. Why is there a fucking hash in the, that's pissing me off big time. What is appending this fucking shit here, man? Like, what is appending this hash here? Chase, good evening. So it's because of this crap, no? Course card. Redirect path, what? I see, okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, I see. Okay, well, that was that. All right, so if we get back to this fella, so we've built this so far. It's gonna be some description, some sections you can see what you're gonna learn in the course, the author, the reviews, you'll be able to go look at the things, go back and forth, leave some comments. And then we have this dashboard that we kind of have to do something about because it kind of sucks now. So maybe let's start here today. And then yeah. All right, let's start somewhere. So first thing, let's actually in our use form, let's implement some sort of dirty state concepts, right? So let's create another effect over here. Let's say use effects. state. Yeah, exactly. No, of course not state, but we'll see about that. Let's take a look at this. I see, yeah, exactly. Okay. All right, cool. So let's implement that somehow, right? So we have the state. We would need a previous state somehow. Actually, yeah, we should probably have one. Do we have like initial state? Yeah, right. So we actually have this initial state. Let's actually print both. So those two we want to compare, right? To determine the dirty state. Yeah, but that's kind of not correct. Ah, that's why. Okay. I wonder if we actually have to pass the initial state here as well. Let's take a look. I just need to extend the hook that we have. So we have some concept of dirty state. So yeah, this is something that I've done before in this exact form, and then I removed it. So let's give it a second. So yeah, so we would need either to make this initial state to be reliable kind of, and say, hey, this is the previous and this is the current, and it isn't right now, so that's the problem. So let's see what's happening. Form to keys use form. So yeah, I think the problem is that we would basically need Swan, thank you very much, appreciate it. Thank you very much for your follow. So if we get over here, let's see what we got. So a bunch of those you use form, yeah, initial state. And yeah, this is kind of not very, Jesus fucking Christ, stop closing it. So let's actually go over here. And if we get back to say course, where's our dashboard? Let's take a look. Source, views, dashboard, courses, views, course. Yeah, exactly. So over here we should have use forms somewhere, I guess. No. Yeah, so for example, let's take a look at this fellow over here. Studio, thank you very much. I mean, appreciate it. So if we actually stay here, so we have a lecture form, then we have get initial state, which is this. But I think at one point, yeah, at one point in time when we, what did we do? Did we like, no, it's actually fine. So what's happening? I think our JSON Web Token expires. Most likely. Give it a second. Yeah. If we actually go here again and go to the actual course. No, actually, we go to the dashboard, courses. We go to something. Yeah, so we would need this to now be initial state, right? So when the form loads. So let's actually take a look at that. So it will remove the logs from here. So yeah, I mean, we could do this in several ways. So for example, we can set the initial state here to null. I guess let's actually give it a shot, and then here we can say initial state, and we can say if, actually not even necessarily, right? So we can just do this, but then we also need to set state, right? That has to be our current state, right? No, not really, not really. So we would need to have a separation of initial and the current state, right? So if we would want to implement this properly, right? Here we would need to have kind of const initial, initial. Actually, let's revert what we just did. Yeah, and then here we're going to say const initial is set initial is and yeah, that's almost fine, right? I guess. Now, obviously, this is not gonna be completely true, but let's see. Let's take a look. All right. Yeah, but this is not true, right? So no, that's not actually accurate, no. So we need to make sure that this is, so this is not a concurrency issue, I think. So we need to make sure that this is, that there's some sort of, yeah. Handle update, where's the update thing? Yeah, so if there's no data return, if there's data form set form state, fuck, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we will do this now, because we'll need to change quite a few things, and I don't want to do that now. But yeah, we would need to change slightly the way that I've built this hook. So no, this is not gonna do, I think. We could use, I think don't I have use previous state? Yeah, use ref callback. I think I might have something, give me a moment. So if we go to source, hooks. No, but let's not do this now, fuck it. Let's not do this. In fact, let's just go over here. Let's discard those changes. All right, well, let's get back to this thing and let's try to finalize this view. So if we go to, yeah, so if we go back to where the hell were we? Over here to, no, fuck that. Yeah. So I suppose views course, let's do a bit of kind of fixing here. Actual form, exactly, yes, yes. No, not yet, not yet. I don't think we're gonna be doing that now neither, because I don't think it's important right now. But no, we're not gonna be wasting time on that. No, definitely not. Okay, that's why. Okay, I see. All right. So this why it was messed up. Okay, I see. I mean, when we do it, we're just gonna implement it manually ourselves. Just use a drag and drop API, because that was a mistake. Choosing those libraries, 25 gold, good evening, buddy. Choosing some of those libraries was a huge waste of time. Absolutely not worth it. In fact, good point about, where is that sortable list? As you can see, yeah, we did kind of go that way. And we have this completely useless crap over here. Which just doesn't work, right? So what we're gonna do, actually, we have sortable item that we also built. Where was the icon drag? I will just get rid of that. It's very, I mean, it's very contextual, right? I don't think there's a, I don't generally get stuck that I can't find a solution, right? It's not that we don't have a solution now. It really boils down to how important something is, right? So it's not that we don't know how to do it. We know. It's just I don't want to spend more time on it because it provides no value right now worth doing that, right? So once we kind of get to the point of really being picky about those details we want to have, right? So it's not really a matter of not being able to do it, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm talking in general, right? In general, I mean, if something has a solution, then you can't really be stuck, right? That's not kind of acceptable in a professional way, right? You can't say, hey, there is a solution, but I don't know what to do. Well, figure out what to do. That's what we're paid. That's what we're paid for, right? So that doesn't generally happen. It's all matter of how long something is going to take, and then it's a matter of planning, right? I don't think that we get stuck. It's like, okay, I'm stuck and that's it, right? That's it, right? That doesn't happen, right? So there's always a solution, or there's no solution, actually. Sometimes, you know, we like something can't be done, and that's fine. But if it can be done, then you have to find a way, right? So it's not a matter of choice, really. Okay, so And then someone said we should actually highlight which item are you actually editing right now. So let's also do that. Where are we? So if we go back to course, sortable list. How was this done actually? Items. So what I return? The lecture, the component that I passed down. I see. Handle that entity clicked. I guess inside of here we could kind of handle the active state, right? For now, right? So let's say const selected, that's selected, right? And then on click somewhere, okay, that's funny. Funny how this was actually implemented, right? Let's say on click, and here we're gonna say on click children, right? That doesn't kind of make much sense, does it? No. So let's see. Yeah, I fucking hate this list, like a lot. Attributes. What is the attributes? Props ID. Use sortable props ID. Okay. So much complexity with those shitty libraries, literally for nothing. Just is so annoying, so annoying. Okay. All right, let's see. So yeah, that's what we get. Well, for now it's okay, right? So here we can get ID. Then we can say here set, even though set selected ID. Then over here we can say pass class name as well. Let's say class names. Say hey, text indigo 500 if selected. Yeah, something like that, right? And then let's go to sortable item. Have the props here. the style as well, some attributes for spreading. So we can also say class name is prop, so class name. And then over here we can say this, and then class name. And then over here we can just destructure that. And now if we click on one of them, they're active, right? Okay, great. So that's the one tiny thing we forgot doing. It's kind of funny that they're multiple selected now. That okay, so it's yeah, I see. Yeah, okay. So the issue basically is, right, I think that each one of those is an instance of this sortable list, right? So basically now it's saying, hey, now it's keeping the state of all of them, right? So yeah, so we need to kind of lift that state up, right? Or just, yeah, but we need to do that, yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna then we're gonna say here selected item. Let's actually say that we're gonna actually be setting the set selected item. And let's actually not the structure in here, for fuck's sake. And let's say here item, yes. And yeah, so over here we're gonna lift that state up. Selected item, or let's say here selected lecture. Set selected. Fuck, what is this set selected for? Where are we using this? Selected. Okay, that's a bit confusing, isn't it? Okay. Selected item, set selected item. Click. I suppose it's complaining about this fellow over here, right? Yes, most likely, right? Okay, so now it should be working properly, right? Yeah. All right, cool. So that's super simple. And then we have this kind of little piece of thing here. Be nice. Maybe we should kind of separate those sections slightly bit somehow. So let's actually go over here. So we have course sections, and then we, yeah, exactly. And each section has basically, yeah, okay. Try something like this. Yeah, exactly. Just add a bit of margin, and then let's try pretty much. Add lecture. Okay, so no, so not super great, is it? But it's actually fine, right? So let's try one thing. Should we just try making this an actual button? Our core button, I guess we have it already in here. Yeah, exactly, something like that. Then let's add a div inside there. Let's say class name flex, item center. And let's also say that it's outlined. Ah, shit, wrong component. Outlined. And actually, what is the width of this? So where do we determine that? 4 of 12. Let's search for that. 412. How about we make it a bit smaller? Let's see what happens. If we do that, obviously there's going to be less space here in the left, and that's fine. And I actually wonder, should we make it also to follow the structure of... So maybe we should put this menu to the right and the content that you edit to the actual left, right? Because if we go to the actual course, when you're viewing the course and not editing one as an author, you have this, so your content is here, right? So maybe we should do that, right, instead. Just to kind of adhere to some structure, right? So if I guess I grab this fella over here and never mind. So it should be somewhere, yeah, this guy, right? So this is right after nav. So let's, where's the nav? Yeah, over here, right? Let's try this instead. Let's actually close this. Yeah, exactly. Something like this maybe is slightly better. Let's just see. Yeah, exactly. And then we have some gaps here. Gap. What if we say gap like 6 or something like that? And this also could technically be a grid, right? Grid would be maybe even better, even though it's still a grid. Grid equals 2. What would be grid? Actually, no need. It is kind of more suited for flex. Let's just see one thing. Yeah, exactly. And then justify between, I guess, right? Would push this to the right, and that's what we kind of want. So yeah, so that's not too bad, right? Not too bad. And I think it would be nice if we would make this guy sticky or some shit like that, right? So let's just take a look at one thing, because we have that one thing still. Yeah, exactly, right. Nah. So let's still kind of make this 4 out of 12. Yeah, exactly. So actually it's starting to look not completely disgusting, and that's perfectly fine. So let's actually say here MB8. We could actually, instead of doing this crap, right here, we could just make this a flex column. So flex col gap 8 instead, right? Then yeah, that's slightly better. And let's now try making this sticky, right? So how do we make it sticky? Well, we should be able to do it just by calling it sticky, but I think we need to do more. Yeah, so we need to somehow tell it to... And how would we do that? So we need to basically... interesting. We'll basically want it to kind of get stuck here, right? So when you start, if you start scroll, actually, should you even be scrolling ever? Let's imagine that you have a lot of content here and that you actually then have to scroll, right? Update. And then we also made this to close an update. Also probably very shitty idea. Now, if you start scrolling, right, maybe, just maybe it would be better that some of this stuff is actually kind of, yeah. Okay, we're gonna get to that in a moment, but let's just do one thing. Let me just try to get rid of this just to see how it looks like. Okay, let's kind of come here and say color name gray. Yeah, let's also say here something like this. Not really, right? Oh, so that was okay. All right, cool. All right, so I think that's not too terrible at all, I think. Oops. Oh, and what did I want to do here? We have this fellow over here, I see. Okay. We have the iPhone icon, all right. Cool. Let's make it slightly bigger, maybe. Select sections or lectures to edit, or click add lecture. Click. No, I'm not. No, I'm just using my own Axios wrapper. I'm not using anything. No. There's no need for that, really, because I don't need most of those features that those libraries provide. I don't actually care about it, like caching and stuff like that, because I do that a bit differently. By no means saying that you shouldn't use them, but I'm not using them. No, I don't use. I try not to use most of those libraries if I don't have to. So if there was something that they really provide that I need, and it would take too long to build for this specific case, of course I would use them, right? So no brainer. But I don't need anything that they provide. So that being said, I don't use them. Okay, what the hell? Why is this not? Wait a minute. Add lecture. What? Okay, so we have a little. Okay, cool. So, okay, let's continue with this. So add lecture. So yeah. So where's this click handler? So when I clicked set select lecture section, I did data null. So that's a bit strange. Set selected. Why is it not kind of resetting? So what we do when I click add lecture, it seems at least. And let's also move this handler to the actual button as well. So type lecture, let's see, set selected. Yes, initial state. Yeah, I've been playing guitar for most of my life since I was very young, yes. Probably 28 years or something, since I was maybe 7. or maybe 27 years. But I mean, it's not that I've been playing every day for 28 years. Usually when people ask this, I don't know if they mean when did you start playing, or because it's not that I've been sitting for 28 years and just playing guitar, right? Very nice, Jace. Very nice. I'm very happy for you. Everybody should be playing some instrument. That's cure for the soul. There's no time when I feel better than when I play guitar. It's just or any instrument. You can play piano, saxophone, you know, whatever you want, right? Type null, data null, section ID null. Okay, so ukulele as well. I mean, why not? Anything that you can just sit and let your soul squeeze your emotions out is great. Add lecture. Okay, so it seems that when we have a selected item, it doesn't seem that we actually necessarily properly set it to. We do set the data here to null, which is kind of funny, because since we do that, when I click this, it should clear out those fields, which it doesn't do, right? Okay, so let's see why. So okay, so did handle create, blah blah blah, toggle publish. And then yeah, so here basically this render form renders that crap. Render form. Wait, editable. And we can't obviously do it there. It's okay. We'll do this, I don't know, here. Then when I click lecture, I would expect that data to be null. And okay, so we're not clearing the content. That's the problem. I see. So we forgot to do that. It's okay, right? That's perfectly fine. So what we basically forgot to do is say something like this. Hey, form dots. I guess we have use form in here, don't we? Oh, we don't. So where's our state? Where the fuck is the state? It's localized in there. Shit. Yeah, but because it's localized, then why is it not updating? So it's fine, right? So we're still passing the data down. So here we have the data. If there's no data, we're saying return, right? Okay, that's why, right? Well, that's yeah. So that's incorrect, right? So here we have to say if there's no data, then we have to do all this as well. Just set it to initial state of some sort. We have some initial, yeah. So here we have to say, you know, whatever, get initial state, right? And we have to do this for the other one as well. If we get over here, we have the section form as well. Pretty much we need to do the same, right? So if we go over here, then we have to do this as well, and then return, right? Okay, add lecture, nice. Update, cool. All right, great. We go down and say add section. Create section. Okay, great. Now let's fix this thing at the bottom that says add section, because it's kind of pushed. It's very... Okay, let's see what JC bought so I can give some advice. Okay, so that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Well, I wish, Jace, that you have asked me a little bit about it, right? But generally, yeah. Yeah. Let me not get into this. I'm a musician, so it's gonna take 3 hours or 16 hours. Okay, let's just move on. But good. When I started playing guitar when I was very young, my parents didn't have the money, so they bought me this decoration guitar that people would put on the walls. It was basically impossible to tune or impossible to play anything on it, but I would still play it 10 hours a day when I was very, very young. And yeah, then my uncle from the US a couple of years later, he sent me an actual guitar, Fender Squire. I still haven't, I still have it actually. But yeah, I remember those times as if they were, you know, as they were yesterday. Okay, so let's kind of get this crap as well. So let me put this thing here and click blah blah blah. Yes, add section. Get rid of that. Let's get this. Let's move it in here. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, exactly. And then the thing is, if it's a good the thing is, right, there's several aspects of the instrument that matter, right? Of course, you're complete beginners. For you, those things what matter, but there's some very kind of holistic parts of the instrument that matter to professionals. For example, it's very important that the instrument itself motivates you to play, right? That's why people like me, we have so many guitars. It's not, you don't necessarily ever need technically more than one guitar, right? But there are other aspects of playing that are important in a musician's for a musician, right? And some of them are, you know, does the instrument that you have actually inspire you to take it and play, right? So yeah, but for you it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I think it's good enough. Yes. Add section. Fuck. Okay, so that's okay, right? So I guess we could leave that there. All right, let me just do one fancy thing just to give it a shot. Who cares? Add lecture. Created this divider before. How does it look like? I don't actually even remember. Yeah, it looks like that. I see. And how did I make it? What did I make it do? Yeah, so this was kind of, I see. Yeah, okay. Divider. So what can I give it, like a class name? I think I can, yeah. And then I can say py4. py8, or actually ptop8, pt8. And then what I could technically do maybe is I could make this, no, just give it a shot, who cares? Exactly. Okay, in that case, actually, then we don't need this divider. I just need this to be clear. Let me just sit down. All right, cool. So that's fine. That's okay, I guess. So I actually like this. It's super simple. So it kind of turned out to be what I actually wanted. Aspiring. All right, so that's great. So what's next that we want to do? We probably want to preview this in some way, right? And I think, like Artunato in the last night's stream said, it'd also be nice if some of those lectures, when you actually watching at the course, if they could be accessed to URL parameters, right? So we could have course name instead of the ID. And then /learn/ section maybe name, and then /section title, right? So yeah. So we could technically do that, I guess. But we would need to append that as you click to the actual URL. So as you change, the URL would have to actually update with that. So that's, I don't want to do that now, because there's a lot of edge cases there. So we're gonna keep from there for now. Alrighty, so go back to the dashboard. Let's go back to the dashboard, courses, So we're here. That actually looks pretty nice. I like it. It'd be nice also that it scrolls up when you click add lecture. Let's actually ask ChatGPT, even though I think, if I remember the API, it scrolled to top, but whatever. I think literally that's the JavaScript API. All right, reactjs, scroll to top. I don't remember the actual. Yeah, scroll to exactly. But no, that's an older API. Scroll into view. Yeah, we could do that. Yes. No, none of that we actually give a shit about. Nope. Not gonna install a whole library just for this. Yeah, okay, so we'll do probably this, right? Let's try that. So if we go and say add section, if we do this handler, do this, and then scroll to the top, right? Just need to handle those tiny UX cases because we don't want it to suck big time, right? Now, of course, what's really shitty with this is that there's no animation, right? So it kind of just teleports you there in microsecond, right? So that's where scroll into view would actually be nice, right? So what we could do, we could have create a reference, right? So what we could do, actually, we could create a ref somewhere at the top of this component where actually the course title is or whatever. So we have the course form. Let's take a look actually where it is. Yeah, so we could actually just take it to the top, right? So let's say ref is there actually some ref here? No. So let's create this ref. So let's say let's do it here. Say const ref is use ref. And yeah, we're gonna pretty much do this other approach, which is gonna be this one. So we're gonna do something like that, right? And then if we scroll a bit down, I used this API many years ago, when React, I think, barely existed. Current scroll into view behavior smooth. Now, this might fail, but we'll see. You need to make sure that the reference is there when you click it, and it's still kind of not. Give me a moment. Yeah, so that kind of what the hell did we do? We replaced the wrong thing, didn't we? We did indeed. We did indeed. So we wanted to do this instead, right? Yeah, there we go. So that's better, even though not really, right? So we would need somehow to get a reference of something else instead, right? Because yeah, do we have, give me a moment, some hook that I created for this project previously? So we go to hooks, use ref callback. What was this? Use ref callback. No, that wasn't use page views. And click outside media query, use infinite, use form. No, so it's neither of those. Okay. So yeah, so that kind of sucks a bit. Or we could just kind of get you to this point where you see the form. I don't actually know, right? But if we would want to do that, I guess we would then need to pass the ref to the form itself, right? So we could, where is this ref is equal to ref? Yeah, here. So actually maybe that would even make more sense anyway, right? So here where the lecture form is, or section, we could kind of do this, right? But then over here, we would actually have to pass forward ref, right? But it would be something like CSS is, you know, ref, something like that. Okay. It's section 4. Okay, cool. Fuck, are you complaining about? Ah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ah, I see. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's why, yeah. Oops. section form ref is equal to ref. Yes, exactly. That's what we're doing already. So actually, I don't know why is this ref not properly passed, to be very frank with you. I'd expect it to be. Very interesting. Ah, shit, that's why. I think I know. Okay, so I get it, right? So what we can actually do, just because of this concurrency issue, right, is instead of doing this, we can, and we'll need to just rename this a bit, la la la. Where's our, yeah, we have a few of those effects. So let's say use effects. And we can say ref.current. Then we can say if no ref.current, current. You know, otherwise do this. I take a, yes, JC, I do, of course. Yeah, and that's fucking problematic. I just listen to the ref, right? It sucks, I know, but yeah. Super strange, man. Super fucking strange. That sucks ass. All right. Wise. Ah, that's why. I see. All right. So do we? Interesting. So we basically have this create section text elsewhere, do we? Is it like here or something? Like, where do we say create section? Over here. So no, so it should kind of, all right, never fucking mind. Let's not do this. Just a huge waste of time. All right. Just a huge waste of time. Bublo, thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, cool. Okay, let's just get rid of that. And then we should get rid of this fellow over here. Let's just try once more. Say window.scroll to. Let's actually see what the options to scroll to are. So it is left and top, right? So 0 and 0. Yeah, let's go over here. So no, it's okay. Let's this is more than fine. It's just shitty that I wanted to have that transition with scroll into view, right? But that's what it is, right? And we probably want to scroll to the top as well on the whenever we do the lecture as well. So we're gonna do the same. And this is just to ensure that if you're somewhere down and like, hey, I want to add a lecture to this section, right? Yeah, so there's few UX things that we could do here, obviously, like when you click update lecture, well, that's okay, but when you say add lecture, like add it where, right? So it would be nice if it says create lecture in, and then the section name or whatever, right? So, and also, yeah, let's just do that very quickly. Not that, but something else. Give me a moment. Create lecture, update lecture. So let's say here, text gray 500 or something like that. Let's not make it Excel, let's say LG or whatever. And let's also yeah, so it would be actually useful, right, for the UX, right, to actually show like, hey, where am I actually creating the lecture, in which it would be useful, right, based on our kind of overall design here, right? So section, whatever, lecture, exactly. So and what do we actually, so when we say set selected, what is the selected lecture? Okay, so that's there. Yeah, exactly. I have an idea. All right, cool. So where is it? Add lecture, right? So over here we are saying set selected, type lecture, and then we're saying section ID data. What we could do, of course, is we could additionally pass the whole section here, right? So we could say section. Obviously, then we have to update a few places in there, right? Because somewhere I'm sure we're using section ID. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Oh, actually, yeah, no, all good, all good. I think it's fine, because if we go to lecture form, here we're actually passing the selected data. Let's just pass the selected instead. So we have the data here. Let's actually see what this. So this is gonna fail for a second. Fail for a second, and it's okay. So if we actually click one of those things, so data now has another object called data, which kind of sucks, I know. And then data has whatever it has, but I don't actually see the section in there. I still see the left section ID. That's super strange. How come? What did I actually update? Add lecture. So yeah, section. Yeah, so this is course section, exactly. That's selected. I mean, if you mean to give you an idea to work on, that's very hard, right? because I don't know what your passion is, what your interests are. And if you don't have an idea, as I always say in the stream, then maybe you just, and I know it's going to sound pessimistic, but it's not. A lot of people in the stream ask me, hey, should I build something? And probably if there is nothing on your mind that you truly want to build, then you probably shouldn't build anything. It maybe sounds strange to hear this, but generally I live under conviction that if you want to do something, you're going to do it. You don't need someone else to tell you to do it. You don't need to push yourself to do it. If you truly want to do something, you'll sit and do it, right? That's at least how I personally think about it, right? So it's really hard, but if you just want to do something for learning or whatever, it doesn't really matter what it is, right? If you don't want to build a company or a successful product or whatever, then what you're going to do, it's absolutely irrelevant. It can be really anything, right? What the fuck is happening, man? Are you kidding me, man? Why, like, what is going on, dude? Are you serious? Is something like shitting on me here? Ennis, thank you very much. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, generally, I mean, a lot of people wonder, right? Hey, what should I do? And generally, right? If you just don't know what to do, it's simply sometimes better simply not to do, right? Because people, I feel, often feel this. I just finished my music. Yeah, but are people using that platform, right? Like, what is what is your goal? That's unclear, right? Because finishing something under quotes and like, what do you mean finished? Can you share it with us? Can we go and sign up? Can we? What does it do? Which problem does it solve, right? You get what I mean, right? So I'm not sure what your intentions are, right? Like, why are you building things? Are you building them just to have fun, to learn, just for learning purposes? In that case, honestly, you know, find a subject that you like. It seems you like music just like myself. Build another music app, right? And also, it depends what is it that you want to learn by building a product. Because building product, only fraction of it is technical. Like only a small piece of a product is technical. Building something technically is easy, but making people use it and selling it, etc., that's the hard part, right? So, so yeah, it depends really, like what exactly you want to get out of the learning as well, right? If it's just programming, like if that's what you learn, if you want to get better at that, then any idea you pick is good, right? There's no bad idea if the purpose is just coding, right? Something's wrong here. Something's very wrong, and I don't actually get what is happening. Yeah, something actually isn't working at all. Something's fucked up, man. What is going on? Everything is pain until you learn it, right? So that's how it is. Everything literally is pain, right? So it's not really a pain. CSS is very logical. The biggest problem is that people are trying to save time on things that they should not be saving time on. You cannot avoid CSS, right? If you don't learn CSS properly, you'll never be sufficient in building web apps. If you want to build web apps and you're trying to you know, to bypass TypeScript, you cannot do that, right? That's just not possible, right? I have, yes. I worked with all of them, yes. But anyway, yeah, just keep in mind, you cannot and you will not you cannot avoid learning CSS, for example, right? That's simply impossible, right? As I always said, CSS is what people see and feel. If you don't know how to do that, how your code is, nobody gives a crap, right? Literally. So people can't care less about your code. What people see when you go to Amazon.com, you want to buy slippers or a toothpaste or whatever shit. You don't give a crap what type of JavaScript is written behind it. So if you can't make things look good, then nobody cares, really. Genuinely, nobody. Oh, yeah, okay, no, it's fine. No, so this is actually good. So we do set that as selected. I see. So actually here, 100% it is, yes. The thing is, I've been in this industry professionally only for 15 years now, right? And I can tell you that this is nothing new, right? This phenomena existed in the web world since day one. People struggled with CSS back in the day, but it was justified, right? The reason why it was justified is because CSS really sucked. We used HTML tables to use floats, primarily display block and display inline block. So CSS kind of did suck back in the day, right? Today whatsoever, CSS doesn't really suck, right? So it's very easy. You have Flux and Grid and all of those great utilities, so there's really no excuse not to learn it, right? The problem is that, again, another problem is that developers are generally very childish. This is a job like any other. So, people want to have this sense that they're some sort of hackers or some bullshit like that, like they're important or whatever, right? But in simple words, this CSS is as important as JavaScript or anything else that you do for web. And it's, as I call it, the holy trinity: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you don't know any of them, you're gonna suck, right? And that's how it is, right? Now you can perceive yourself as you wish. I don't give a shit, right? But at the end of the day, if the applications you're building look like shit, they are shit. And that's what it is, right? That's literally how it is. Everything else, nobody gives a crap. Okay, so data. Where were we? If there's no data, yeah. No, okay, so yeah, that kind of sucks now, right? Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's not gonna be good. That's not gonna be good. Give me a moment. So here we're setting data to null, and that's okay. Whatsoever, we're setting this section. Okay, so instead of this, right, let's just say here section title. So let's revert this slightly bit. So we used to set the, yeah, so let's keep that like that, but we also gonna say here section title is section dot title, I suppose. Well, it's already like that. It always has been like that, right? That's why you have, you know what's the biggest paradox of what a lot of especially new developers don't understand is that when you hear 10x developer, right, that doesn't mean a developer who's 10x in writing code. It means it's a 10x in providing value, and being valuable as professional is highly obviously rated and important. Who would you rather hire? A person that just delivers a lot and provides business value, or some asshole who thinks that his new framework that he's using is important, right? So the thing is like it always has been. This is nothing new. You would always ask yourself, if you were starting a company now, what type of professional would you like to have? Would it be a person that, yeah. This also data is so fucking generic. Let's not call it data. Let's call it. So it always has been like that. This is nothing new, right? It's just, yeah. Nothing new. Exactly, Nukes. Exactly. That's 100% what I'm talking about. Yes. That's exactly the point, right? All right, cool. And then over here we can say, shit, wasn't supposed to close that. So here we're gonna actually say lecture, and we're gonna say section title. Or actually we can just do something like this, and we can say selected dot. Here we can say section title is nothing. Then we can actually go down here again. The thing is, I mean, everything comes with experience and maturity, right? So, I mean, a lot of people, especially here on Twitch and many other places in general, are coming into this industry very early, and it's very flattering when you start writing some code. You feel too smart, you feel, you know, you're on top of the world and stuff. So, sooner or later, those things come, right? And everybody learns them. It's better to learn them sooner than later, right? But you cannot increase the speed of this process, right? Because most people have to go and learn this themselves, right? I can say this countless more times and talk about this in this stream, but some people and most people, you know, I can include myself there, they truly internalize things when they experience them. It's very hard to say this for people to understand, right? So it's just a matter, yeah. You can see that's why a lot of streamers on this platform, especially who are streaming code, are popular, because a lot of those kids, they want to feel like hackers, right? It has nothing to do with reality at all. It's just a kind of, just basically a bunch of, yeah. And actually that kind of sucks ass, but let's do it like this, right? My framework is faster than your framework. It's very fast. It's very fast framework that I have here, Alex. It's super fast. Everybody cares about this, my framework, man. Everybody. My framework is so fast. So anyway, focus on what matters, right? Because with the AI now coming and with a lot of things getting more and more abstracted out and stuff, if you don't focus in the next 5 years on soft skills, on communication skills, on understanding the value, understanding the product in the company where you're working, you're going to become obsolete. This is, people ask, is like, hey, is AI going to replace us? Well, no, AI is not going to replace us, no. But what AI is actually going to do is going to put emphasis on other things than just, oh, I know how to traverse a graph, I'm a good programmer, right? Nobody gives a shit already now, and nobody are gonna give a crap, especially in a few years from now, right? So yeah. Section title, that's super strange. I can traverse a binary tree, oh my god, it's such a super high speed. It's so great. Everybody traverses binaries, trees, like every day at their work, their job. Everybody knows that. Section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, section dot title. Yeah, nobody cares. So I think focus is going to be more and more as the time goes by onto yeah, onto actually you learning, being good at learning the main knowledge of the place where you work at, caring about the customers, focusing on the customers, focusing on problem solving, critical thinking, right? I absolutely use it, and I can't wait for it to become even better. I say more power to the AI. I want to build products, right? That's what I want to build, right? Section title, section.title. So that's actually fine. Section title, yes. Why are we then not getting it actually here? Super awkward. Super freaking. Ah, shit, man. Because yeah, well, it actually doesn't make any fucking sense, or that's why I can. Well, it does make actually sense. What am I saying? Where is that stuff? I got a job as a software engineer, associate. They're working with AWS S3. I never worked with cloud computers. How long do you think it will be? Well, I mean, AWS S3 is just it's object storage, right? So there isn't really much there to learn, right? It's just think of it as an FTP server almost. It's a service where you store files, and so there's AWS and Google Cloud Platform, GCP, Azure. They're huge hosting platforms. They offer tens of different services, and those services have very little to do with each other in some way, right? So that's also what, right? It's important that you understand that there's no such things like, do you know AWS, right? Because AWS is like you would ask me, hey, do you buy product at Amazon.com, right? Like which product? There's billions of products. So it's the same with AWS. Sullivan, my friend, good evening. So GCP, AWS, Azure, all of those cloud providers, they provide a bunch of services. You mentioned S3, which is just a object storage, which is a very simple, basically enhanced FTP server. It's nothing magical about it. You store objects, images, files of any kind, right? You can do that in high volumes, right? And you can delete them and stuff like that, right? So it's very, very simple. So you shouldn't be stressed about it. It's very simple, right? It's very, very simple. AWS has S3, Google Cloud Platform, GCP has cloud storage, and there's services which are almost identical one-to-one. So we do have a section fucking title, man. So what's happening, bro? So why are this is my API? So where's section title? Do I have like a typo of some sort? Oh, this is why. What an idiot. Okay, that's why. Okay, I see. Add lecture. Okay, great. So create lecture, and then this is gonna be I want to show just the UX thing. I just want to show the section for which you're creating that lecture, right? Okay, great. That's amazing. So let's go back. Let's say here, margin bottom 4. Well, not really. And then let's say here something like section title, right? Yeah, just so we can have a bit of yeah. And then let's say here class name, text gray 500. In fact, let's actually just improve this slightly. With Sullivan, my friend, how is life? I haven't seen you last night. Have you been doing something fun? I hope you did. All right, let's see how that is. Section video, yeah. Let's say here text SM maybe, or something like this. And then let's say here MB4. We could kind of have a slightly different contrast here. Oh really, man? Why? What happened? Are you just had enough? You just had enough? You want to change? Did you find something new? Do you believe that colleagues might on purpose talk shit about one PR just because? Of course, Tesla engineer. People are the best. People are the worst. People are assholes, people are angels, people are everything, right? So people do all sorts of shit, right? I mean, so yes, of course that people would do that. It depends of what type of, you know, I'm a tech lead that in my team, and I have recently hired more people for my team. And for me, building a strong team of nice people is the most fundamental, most core, most holy thing for me. So for me, building a team of good people, not good engineers, good people is fundamental for my happiness and my productivity, right? So, and that's hard. Building a good team is very hard because you need to get all of those great people. You need to hire them. You need to kind of like tell them why they want to work with you and not with someone else, right? So yeah, people do all sorts of shit. They gossip and stuff. And I mean, yeah, what is to say, right? Yeah, you're hiring trash devs. No, not really. Those devs are amazing. Have you heard about GitHub repo called private feeds? Have you heard about GitHub repo called private GPT? No, I have not, Falcon. No, I haven't heard about it. No. I mean, I just do this stuff in the free time with you guys here in the stream, and I work, and the rest of the time I spend with my wife and kid. So I don't really I don't have any way to follow things necessarily unless I read them somewhere randomly or whatever. But no, unfortunately I haven't, no. Update section. Okay, that's good. The fuck? Oh, okay, so yeah, we forgot about that. All right, wait a minute. We forgot about that. Create lecture inside of the section. Update lecture, yeah. Give me a moment. La 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 la. Set selected. Set selected. Okay. So let's kind of get rid of this bullshit here. So we have the section itself. Handle update, handle create. Handle cancel, handle entity clicked. All right, so this is kind of what we need, right? Section title. NSD, I hope that you could talk to my kind of team and stuff. I think my biggest pride would be if people that I'm kind of leading under quotes or enabling kind of have a good time at work, and they enjoy doing stuff, and they have the autonomy, right? I think the worst part of leading anything is taking away autonomy from people. Like, for example, I mean, it's very hard as a leader to learn that sometimes even when you're right, you have to be wrong, right? So this is kind of important. Like, the thing is, sometimes, for example, sometimes you can significantly be better than others, right? So there's some people who are just prodigies, right? They know a lot of things and they're just very good. And the problem with those people that ends up being is that nobody likes people that are always right. Nobody likes a person that's always right, even if they are actually right. So you need a lot of people need to learn to sometimes know it, and this is kind of also part of the relationships, right? I mean, I've been with my wife, you know, for almost 15 years, right? We dated for 7 years and whatever, right? It's like, it's actually funny because it's very similar to relationships. You just sometimes have to be wise and find the moment where you're willing to not be right? So it's the same at work. If you're leading any team, you have to genuinely be kind. But even sometimes when there's occurrences of things that you know that you're right or whatever, sometimes you strategically just let people do things. They sometimes fail, sometimes they don't. But if they fail, they just learn in a very good way why you proposed something. And those are the lessons that people kind of take away the most. It's like, ah, shit, I now understand why he told me to do this, right? So it's kind of, you know, it's fine to be sometimes wrong. Nobody likes a smartass, right? Like, because people need the wins, you know, people need to win sometimes, right? You need to give them those wins, right? It's like, so for example, when you hire a new person, first thing you want to do is like, hey, let's give them some tasks where they can feel the wins easily, right? Like how they can feel that they did something nice, so they're empowered, right? Like how do you empower people, right? Yeah, I don't think NSD, unfortunately, there's any rationale about it. I don't think it's cultural. I think that people in general don't handle power well, and I think this applies to all people, no matter where they come from. Power corrupts people, right? Especially small people, especially people who are full of complexes, people who kind of carry some rage with them, you know, for many years in their life, and now they're something, and now they can show that, you know, how cool they are. But for me, you know, I always say, my team doesn't work for me, I work for my team. And this is the biggest kind of motivation that I have. If I can be the person that my team can truly come to and ask me things and be confident and comfortable, you know, saying or doing anything, that's what I find incredibly motivating, incredibly inspiring, right? If I'm the person that nobody wants to come to because they think I'm a piece of shit, then then I would be deeply disappointed, right? It's like you're some sort of lead and people just think you're just a piece of shit, right? It's like, fuck, I need to go to that guy and ask him something, right? That would be highly disappointing, right? So that's kind of how I am, and I truly am. I mean, I'm not selling some bullshit like, oh, trust me, guys, you know, that's really how. No, I'm genuinely like that. I'm genuinely like a person who just naturally you would want to come and talk to, because I don't have those complexes. I'm not talking to people as like, hey, man, do you know that I've been doing this for 15 years? Like, who gives a shit, man? Like, you know, so... I know, Nukes, I know. And that's unfortunately, I don't think, sure, I mean, all of us here are developers, so we just think it's like that for us. But that's the problem in all industries, right? That's very hard that's people, right? What you are describing is just people. Give you know, power to the best people that you know, and if they're not cautious enough, if they're not self-aware enough, they're gonna implode from that power, right? So that's why also people with power, and when I use power, I don't mean that they actually literally have the power over you, but let's talk about management in general. That's why somebody has to keep those people in check as well, because very easily you can start you know, feeling that you're a lesser piece of shit than the rest of us, right? And you're not, right? But you just have to find a good place like that, and it's hard, right? It's, you know, hierarchy, you know, is still a thing that we like as human beings. We still like to have those levels of importance, right? And what is to say, I mean? Exactly. I mean, the thing is, not everything can be taught by advice, right? If that was like, let me put it this way: like, if you know, Plato and all of those Greek philosophers, thousands of years ago, they said things. They said all the things. So if you read some of those books which are 1,000 years old, literally those guys said everything in those tests. Like they literally wrote and said everything that no one ever has to say for the rest of the existence of this planet. And why am I saying this? Well, if reading books was just sufficient for human species to understand and not make the same mistakes, then for thousands of years we wouldn't be making any mistakes, because we all know what's right? But we don't function like that. I think we do function better when we actually experience things ourselves, right? Because all of this shit that I said, I truly, deeply in my heart mean it and feel it because I truly experienced it, and it comes naturally, right? So in simple words, right, you have to let people try sometimes their ideas, and sometimes they'll fail, but then they're gonna gain trust in you, right? They're gonna say, oh shit, this guy was right, okay, and then they're gonna do it again, and then and then at one point they're gonna come to you and say, hey man, you know, am I thinking this right? You know, wanna discuss it? And that's how you loosen up the people, right? But you don't just hire new people or whatever and tell them this is how you're gonna fucking do this, right? Because that's not how you gain trust, right? So if you see that someone truly wants to do something and you can't really get through that in some soft way, then it's like, yeah, please, absolutely, go ahead. And then over time, you know, several times when a rational person tries this several times, right, then they will learn, okay, well, Alex was right, or whatever, Leo was right, oh, well, he was right again, well, he was right again, well, or maybe he wasn't, right? But either way, management is hard and it's not for everybody, and to be a good manager, I think first thing you need is to be self-aware. I think in order, you know, when I lived in Sweden, I had a manager, right, who was completely unstable. And at one point, you know what I told him? I told him, look, man, in order to manage others, you first need to manage yourself. Because how can you manage me when you are completely, as an individual, unmanaged in nearly every way? You're unstable, you are impulsive, you're this and that. So management, in order for a person to truly be a good manager, how can you manage others when you can't keep yourself in check, right? That makes absolutely no sense, right? So there are many of those very basic logical things, right? Good evening, Alex. Of course, you're always right, yeah. Exactly. So it's kind of like, yeah, that's how it is. That's how I think, at least, whatever. Okay, so before we move from here, I think I want to do maybe, so I think what we could do, we could light up, so we could light up some of those buttons. I think I worked around 4.5 years. JC, have a good one. Thank you very much for being here every night. I don't know if I should thank you or if I should just tell you to not do that. But anyway, appreciate it. Have a good one. Have a great one. Pretty much, Leo. Pretty much. That sums it up more or less. Yes. Outlined if. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Merch, I guess, for the sub, man. I very much appreciate it. Thanks a lot for supporting this project, man. Okay, so it's the opposite, right? So actually this tool was almost right. It was almost right. Give me a moment. Yeah, so actually should be the opposite. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. But it's a chill stream. I think you're new here, but yeah, it's a lot of nice chat, I think, in general. Not just for me, for many people. And it's generally, I think, very interesting. I also appreciate it a lot when sometimes, you know, it depends. The streaming is very strange, right? I don't watch videos here or comment on some stuff just because I have to stream, right? So sometimes we just code the whole stream, or sometimes we, you know, sometimes we just like have a lot of those interesting discussions, right? So it depends really what it is. Okay, so, and selected section is section ID. Okay, so that should be kind of sufficient. Why isn't, right? Okay, let's see. Maybe we're not doing something. Yeah, so that's good, but okay, all right. So that's kind of funny a bit. Wait, let's find that utility. I just want to do one UX thing. Entity section. Okay, so that's kind of funny. All right. So I guess if we, oops. I guess if we would just do this, then it would do what I wanted. Yes. Yeah, okay, great. Actually, we can push it today. Like, it's not gonna be done, but I'm happy to push it. Yes, so you can start breaking it. Actually, let's aim for that, Sullivan. Yes, I would appreciate that you start kind of hacking it and breaking it if possible. Why not? Absolutely, man. Let's do that. Okay, and just let's do that. Let's aim for, let's 100% aim for that. Outlined is this. So actually, I think it should always be outlined. So let's keep it like this. But then here we're gonna say, hey, color name is, if it's this, then it's, let's say indigo, otherwise it's gray. And then do it like this, I think. Ah, shit, that's actually, again, not what I wanted. Wait a minute, what did we just do? Oh yeah. Section ID. Yeah, exactly. So you see what I wanted to do for the UX case, like if you are in a specific already section, then add lecture lights up for that specific section, just so it's kind of clear, right? That, yeah. All right, so let's so it's kind of fine. It's okay-ish, right? So a few more things, and then we can actually I can push this, and you guys can try breaking it. Then I need to actually start recording some courses. So I'll need to start recording actually tomorrow. I think I'm gonna start with a Fastify course because we need content to put there. So what I actually wanted to do is that now when you actually update anything, so API borders, it closes the update lecture. So let's make it not do that, right? So instead of this, let's just say toast. I think we have some toast, right? Do we have some abstraction of a toaster? I think we have like success toast. Yeah, we do. Lecture, let's just use that, right, instead. So when we do this and we update, that doesn't seem right at all. What? Oh, okay, so there's something wrong in here. I see. All right. Do we really need to do this? Why do we need to? I see. Okay, so well, something got messed up, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, that's a bit awkward. Handle update. Are we doing something here? Ah, so this is what we're doing. That's why we're basically clearing the form. That's the problem. Okay, we don't want to do that for sure, right? And there's also there also seems to be a problem with that toaster icon. Let's see, success toast. Why is it using that wrong icon? What is it doing? Border green, text green, base class name. Lecture updated successfully. And that's basically, yeah, so we have that. And what is actually happening here? Options, success toast, options. Let's actually try to find a few more. Are we using this anywhere else? Or error toast? A bit awkward like that we have that. Ah, I see. So I suppose that we have some kind of singleton instance of this guy. Let's see where. And then inside of there, we probably have an icon of some sort. I'm pretty sure it's that, right? Yeah. Yeah, toaster. Here is the class, right? Yeah. So this is the problem, right? Kind of funny though now that there's no icon at all. Lyso, good evening, buddy. How's life? How's life serving you, buddy? Ah, okay. So now actually it's fine. All right, cool. And let's decrease the size of that dramatically. Just wanna let me play with this for a minute. Yeah, we had a very nice day here in Denmark as well. Pretty nice day as well. So let's say BG Indigo 500, text, I don't know, base 100. I just want to see how this crap might end up looking like just while we're here. And yeah, border, try BG transparent. So yeah, it's because of this fella over here. I see. Okay. Yeah, sure. Text. Give me 1 second. Let me just, so BG rows for text. Text. So actually, let's just apply those base styles. So this is actually going to go into the base. And this is going to go out of here. Border indigo 600. Border text, I guess, should be gone from here. And then this thingy, we can just say rows. Let's actually go over here now. And let's call the air toast as well, just so we can kind of test them both. So updates. Yeah, that's not disgusting at all, actually. And yeah, so we will actually use the green, just so it's more apparent. And then, of course, Vanix for many years. For many years. I still do use Express at work, but of course, absolutely. For longest years possible. I think since it was released. Okay. So I actually like that. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. Yeah, sure. So not completely useless. I see. Okay. That's great. Let's now, so we're now kind of, if I can say, cleaning up. And we need to, so you can clearly see there's some of those tiny things which kind of are tiny, but pretty shitty if we don't cover them. Like you can see, like, what if the API fails here, right? So yeah, and stuff like that. So let's just quickly, so yeah, we haven't really wrapped any of this stuff in any try catches or anything like that. So let's do that, right? Interesting. Why is this? The Express.js and Fastify.js syntax-wise are almost identical, so it's incredibly similar, right? Ah, we have a try here. That's why. Ah, okay. This is yeah, something. So, but I would advise you to kind of, if you're new to backend in general, then I advise you to focus on the backend concepts first, because which abstraction, which framework, which abstraction you're using is entirely relevant to what you want to do, right? So so it doesn't matter if it's Express or or Fastify or Fast API in Python or some shit like that, right? Absolutely irrelevant. Very interesting. How is it unreachable, man? It's not unreachable. If this crap fails... Wait, is this a function here? Yeah, it is a fucking function. Why is it a function here? Oh, we are returning a function from here, I suppose. Yeah, okay, well, we're not actually using that anyway. So, because of that, we'll just... I see. In that case, it doesn't really matter what you're gonna pick, right? At all, actually. And the reason why it doesn't matter is because you already know the concept. So it's just of course, you should pick Fastify. There's no question about that. Or nestjs, if you like patterns and dependency injection and decorators and a lot of other stuff, event emitter and stuff, then you can just as well go and you know, go with the route of nestjs, right? There are a few options. You have Nest, you have happy.js as well. There's some, you know, I used to use happy.js many years ago. I don't know if this is still a thing. This used to be one of my favorite frameworks before Fastify existed. And those guys created this Joy library, validation library as well, right? Then there was a Sales.js back in the day. It was like for those Ruby on Rails guys. This used to be very popular. I'm not sure if it still is. It's been many years since I've tried it, since I've used it commercially. But this was an interesting project as well, especially again for people coming from some other places. And then you have Nest.js, right, which is you know, I don't need this sort of stuff, but I would not say that it's bad. A lot of those patterns that they implemented are useless to me, and they solve problems that I generally don't have. And generally, like NSD said, you would use Angular and stuff like that because Angular also is very over-engineered, right? Again, it's very boilerplatey, it's very pattern heavy, which is good and bad at the same time. That's the separation that you have to make, right? What's good for you. I like Express and I like Golang as well, Go, because those tools are very simple and a lot of things are localized, right? You don't have, oh, I have an event emitter here that sends some message here and then this service does this and then this emits this and then this, right? You don't have those types of things with, let's say, Express or Fastify or even just plain Go without any framework. You know, I have a fucking controller. In that controller, I respond to some HTTP request or some service and that's it. So that's the simplicity I prefer personally, right? Of course, a lot of those guys are gonna try to sell you this bullshit like, yeah, but this is enterprise. It's like bullshit, right? This is an attempt, you know, yeah, I don't know. I'm not here to discourage you. It's just that's, for me, simplicity matters a lot. And this thing, while it has very good ideas and stuff, it's way too much for me. I don't... Leo, good night, my friend. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow if you're around. What was I doing now? Oh, yeah. What was I doing now? Yeah. When did I start this project? I started it, I mean, I bought this domain many years ago when I lived in Sweden. This idea, yes, there I was a bit worried, TypeScript. I was a bit worried, like, what the hell, is this stream gonna just pass without anyone saying why am I not using TypeScript? It's like, thank you. I got worried. I got worried for a moment. I must admit. Ah, what a legend. What a legend. No, but he's been following me, I think, for a while now, and he's not wrong, right? The only place where TypeScript is wrong is that he lacks the context of why am I not using TypeScript now, and why we will at one point in this product, why we will eventually use it, right? So that's, and a lot of people that genuinely cannot comprehend that, and I'm not being an asshole now, cannot comprehend that because they haven't built enough of kind of boilerplatey startups like this to truly utilize that, right? Because this is not my job. This is not work, right? I need the absolute full control of boilerplating and changing things in every 2 seconds when I have to, right? And that's what dynamic language gives you. When you want to do what I'm doing here with TypeScript, what happens in 99% cases is you end up fixing types in 6 different files, so you can then change something in the existing file, right? And is that useful when the project reaches specific state and stuff? 100%. That's a huge must. But is it something that would make me more productive now? Absolutely not. Like 100% not. In fact, it would frustrate me to the maximum possible degree. If you look at all of my, again, as I said before, if you look at most of my open source libraries, they're all written in TypeScript, right? I use TypeScript at work, but this is not, we're not there yet where TypeScript would solve any of my problems. It would just introduce a bunch of problems and it would just kill the productivity, right? Because I'm doing this, you know, few hours a week, you know, here with you in the stream, and I don't want to add a layer of something that's going to annoy me every step of the way. Because you can see we are boilerplating, drawing, figuring out how things want to be, and the last thing I want to do is change types every time we update something, right? That I don't want to do, right? So the value it would provide now would be insignificant completely. So that is why. All right, so I think we brought this to a point where it's as minimum as we want it, as simple as we want it always, right? There's of course undone things, and Sullivan is going to test it. He's going to try to hack it and break it when we release the production. Troll account, where? In Programmer Network? I thought here. Okay, fair enough. No. Which hosting providers are GDPR friendly? I don't think there's LISO. I think all of those hosting companies, they are SOC 2 compliant, GDPR compliant. So I don't think that I don't think there's such thing, honestly. I think most of the serious ones, the cloud providers, Hetzner that we're using here and stuff, I think I'm 100% sure. Actually no, Sako, no, I wasn't busy. I actually thought about you around 2 p.m. No, so at 1 p.m. I was supposed to go with my wife and kid and my mother-in-law. They went to some park here around here. I was just dead, man. I had this week was very long. I was onboarding 2 people. But again, if you, for example, called, we would have probably seen each other. So, but I think the problem with you and me is that we are equally lazy when it comes to that stuff. But I'm sure that if one of us called, we would have seen each other 100%. tomorrow I'm free. Diana is working the whole day. So if you want, tell me, SMS me now and we can find some time. But I don't know if you are free tomorrow. So that's now a different thing, different type of thing. Okay, so the only thing now that I would like us to do here before we move from this is that I think it would be super nice if, as you scroll here, this now becomes sticky and this thing scrolls, right? I'm a piece of shit, what can I say? I must, I'm sorry, man. I'm just a piece of dick. Maybe, yeah. Maybe I should have just told you call me. Please do that in the morning, whenever. Please. All right, Sako. Well, anyway, help me do something then. So how should we proceed with this? So once we scroll to this point, ChatGPT is amazing in covering JS to TS. So it's amazing. In fact, when we start switching this project to TypeScript, we pretty much gonna do that within one stream maybe. So it's really good actually. It's you can literally paste any function, whatever, and just say convert this into TypeScript, and it's gonna create interfaces, types, you know, etc. for you. So it's really good. It's really good. It's super simple, right? I mean, if you want to check it out, let's do this, right? Or let's find something. Yeah, let's do this and say, hey, give me 1 second, Sako. Turn this into TS, right? So really, it's really good. So you can see, literally, created interfaces, created a type entity here. 2 seconds, right? So once we start switching at one point, right, programmer network to TypeScript, I don't know when that's going to be, but when we decide to do that, I'm sure we'll be able to do it probably within a stream or two, right? But yeah, very useful to automate those stupid generic things, right? So what I want to do, Sako, is I want to... Well, I mean, at 1.25 gold, at one point when this project becomes stable, then having TypeScript is going to become useful, right? So we're not going to do that now because we want to keep this flexibility or convenience of a dynamic language, right? But at one point when we're past that stage and we're no longer wondering what we're doing, then doing something, then removing it entirely, it's gonna make sense to add some types. I mean, I hate to use word switch because we're not gonna switch anything. TypeScript is JavaScript, it's just types, right? So because saying switch implies that we would switch to a different language, right? It's just JavaScript with types, right? So we're not gonna switch to anything. It's just still the same language, right? Same constraints, etc. So Sako, what I want to do is once we scroll here, I want this to become sticky. Let's go to nav, I guess I used. So give me 2 seconds here. Fuck, I think this is too much. Yeah, I think it is pretty much, yes. Let me actually try one thing. I would want it to stay kind of sticky here, but what are we doing? I don't actually remember. Oh my god. Sullivan is sharing something. Thank you, buddy. Let's see. I don't see what exactly is sticky here. Sticky header. Yeah, what is sticky here? What was it? I think we need like no. I mean, our navigation is already fixed or sticky. That's not the problem. We need this guy, yeah, to stay sticky, right? When we reach a specific threshold, as they say, right? So I think we're not really doing necessarily anything wrong. I think my do you need something relative? It's a good question, right? We'll certainly would need it if it was absolute. I don't know if we need it if it's sticky though, right? But we can try certainly, right? So let's say that, let's make the parent relative, right? Or any other higher level parent relative, right? I don't know. So wait, this is the UL, and then this is our navigation, and then this is gonna, what is this render form bullshit here? Yeah. Ah, I see, okay. Yeah, let's figure it out. We'll figure it out. I don't actually remember. The element is positioned. I think on Udemy, right, I think their structure is a bit different, right? Because on Udemy, they have this menu like a full height, right? And it's kind of dynamically generated and stuff. So because I mean, what Udemy, basically on Udemy, they have a completely different dashboard for, yeah, right. So for me here, I just want us to be super simple. Right? I don't want to do anything fancy, right? Just try to, but I think that the element is positioned according to the normal flow of the document and then offset relative to its nearest scrolling ancestor, right? So I think offset relative to the nearest, scrolling ancestor, right? So I guess let's just try one thing, overflow, or overflow y scroll. Let me just see one thing. Hmm. So what are we forgetting to do? So we're definitely, but I would expect it, you know, I would expect this guy to be its kind of closest relative ancestor, right? So the page itself, right? So, and then we would, when it would reach it here, it would kind of offset it for some, right? So, yeah, so I would kind of think that it's sufficient, right? But it doesn't seem to be. So yeah, what are we missing? Let's also try to just move this here, just to see if there's any difference. No, not really, right? Yeah, but we need to nail this one down, right? Because that's the way for sure. That's what we want to do. It's just like I would expect it to work relative to this scroll here, but it doesn't. So maybe, wait a minute, maybe. Fuck it, that's not what I wanted. So no, that's not the one. I wanted this one here, but I think we tried that already, didn't we? I don't think it worked. Jesus Christ. So what the hell do we have to do? So wait, if we scroll, well, I think there are two things I guess we would need. TCK, oh my god, look who is here. I haven't seen you in ages, man. How's life? What's up? So I'm just thinking maybe we should make this guy here kind of sticky. It should stop here, and then this should also stop. I don't actually know. Pretty strange. Good, man. Good. What is to say? Just standard stuff, man. You know, as before, pretty much. And good to see you again, man. I hope you're having a good time with whatever you're doing. I agree with the numbers. I think we're gonna add them. I would really want to solve this first, though. Just add this, kind of make this stick. But it's like, yeah, I mean, of course, like the thing is, we didn't define this. Wait, let's try to understand this, right? So let's go to, let's say, let's go to, what is it called? Man, what the hell is it called? JS bin, yeah, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's try to understand it, right? So we have a div. Let's just try to class container. Let's just write some CSS here. So let's say container is width 500, height 500, background color yellow, Well, I want to make this this right thing here sticky, Sako. So when you get to this point, I would like this to remain sticky, right? So you don't have to, it doesn't scroll down like this. I mean, we could also solve this in different ways, right? We could make this menu have a viewport height or whatever, right? So there's several ways to solve it. For example, what we could do over here, right, is we can say, hey, well, this you're gonna be, you know, what was it, H wait, my brain just is kind of stopping here a bit, I must admit. H screen, exactly. So obviously, let's just give it a shot, not literally like that. And we would have to then say, we would need to use calc or something. Wait, is it, yeah. So let's say height 70. What was it actually using here? Just for fun. Then I guess here we will also say overflow y auto. So this would be kind of one of the solutions, right? It kind of sucks ass, right? But this would be one of the solutions, so there's no scroll, right? Is that great? I don't know. No, we cannot use a... I don't want to use accordions here simply because... I mean, we could technically do that, I guess. But we have those buttons here, right? And there's significant amount of difference here for the accordions to not be really too great, right? And also then I would have to couple some other functionality later on, right? React sticky, let's see. So there's several ways to solve this, right? For sure. Yeah, pretty much something like this, right? Pretty much some stacked. Yeah, exactly. But we don't need a library for that. It's just a layout type of thing. Found this if you place the element with a stick, if I understand inside of wrapper element one stick. Yeah, our stick element cannot be an only child, exactly. I mean, now I'm thinking when I look at this here, it's actually not that disgusting whatsoever. This is most likely not going to work. Just try. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, well, we could have done this as well, right? Like I said, but we will not. So let's get rid of that. And yeah, let's. I'm gonna read all of the stuff that you guys said. All good. Let's just come here for a moment. And let's set up some use cases here. So let's say overflow x, y, scroll. Let's say lorem we don't actually need to explicitly make it scroll, but actually let's do it, right? When I saw ASP as well, I'm like, shit. Okay, great. So we have this stuff now, and all right, so we have that crap. So that's okay. Jesus Christ, man. All right. Was it gap or was it? I know there's no such thing. Okay. So what if I would now start scrolling and I would want this right element over here? Let's actually give it a, let's just say here, purple. Or I don't know. Yeah, whatever, fuck yeah. So if we would want to make that fella sticky, let's call it fella position sticky. What the hell would we have to do? So obviously now we have that's kind of the case that we have similarly, right? I don't fucking know, man. My brain is dead. Yeah, but fuck header, man. Like, everybody's using header as an example. Jesus Christ, man. And this is also not sticky, this is fixed, right? That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference, right? That's not what I want. I literally want... Alright, whatever, fuck it. Give me a moment. What the hell did I do? Oh, I minimized the browser somewhere. Where? Oh, over here. Okay, cool. I don't know. I cannot figure it out now, so let's not figure it out now. It seems I'm too tired. Okay, so I want to push this to production just so people can start breaking it and stuff. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to go to the API and I'm going to just new call the course. Let's see if we have created. I mean, sticky is a position itself. It's a position sticky, right? So it works differently than a fixed position element works pretty much the same as an absolutely positioned element. It just doesn't give a crap about anything around it, right? So it is slightly different, right? So let's remove all the courses. Let's refresh here, and yeah, so no courses found, right? So let's create some entry points, so when Sullivan starts testing, he can also kind of use the UI if he wants to. Actually, no, so this is fine. So this is how it would be. The only thing that, so we can't really push with this crap in here. And I don't know where to put this, this menu item. That's the problem, right? So I'm literally gonna put it now. If we go to navbar, dashboard, I'm literally gonna push it, put it here for now, because I don't have a better spot, honestly. So we're gonna say courses, and then this is also gonna be courses. I'm fucking gone, man. Come on, you can do it. Jesus Christ. Will you render today? Hopefully it will. Okay, courses. So let's just nuke this from here. Then obviously the dashboard, we didn't make the dashboard yet responsive on mobile. And also fuck, the courses are the courses are kind of missing here as well on mobile. It doesn't really matter then. On mobile we'll not show it for now. At least not the menu item. No courses found, all right. Say beta. All right, so no courses found, and then can I still actually go to the dashboard and create some? First course, blah, blah, blah. Beautiful. Production ready. Let's push it. 100%. Amazing. Completely production ready. Where was that? I guess we have. Yeah, max with 4XL. So I guess that was the issue right there. Yeah. Okay, so let's make this exception here. So create a section, so yeah, so okay. I'm gonna do just a few modifications, add a section. So we're only gonna show this button if there's sections already. So we're gonna say, hey, sections or whatever. Is there sections somewhere? Data dot, no, course dot section. Yeah, course section. Okay. So we're gonna say course dot course sections dot length is greater than 0, and that, right? So we're gonna hide that crap there. You know what, actually, we can do that better, I think. So instead of doing it there, where is this error message that we have here, over here, right? Yeah. So we can also do like, yeah, yeah, so we can do here is we can say, hey, if no course dot sections, course sections dot length, then return this. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Yeah, almost, right? So it's almost, so yeah. So actually we're gonna do it like this instead. Where's that render thing? Yeah, so here. So we're gonna do this. And yeah, it's not ideal the way we're gonna just slam it in there for now, but it's okay. We'll clean up eventually. So we just wanna, yeah, but that's not what I fucking wanted, man. Come on, are you kidding me? Under 4, no, that's the wrong place. That's the wrong place. That's why. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, so it's over here. This fella, right? So this is what we want to conditionally kind of. Why is this a nav? No. Exactly. Yeah. What fucking courses? What am I looking at, man? Where is this saying courses? Dashboard. What is this shit, man? Ah, I see. All right. All good. So yeah, pretty much what we want to do is this then. So I want to say, hey, if course sections dot lengths, then show this. Yeah. And then get rid of this crap here. And then instead of this, we want to say create your first section. So we pretty much want to do something like this. Create a first section. Thank you very much for the follows, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, create a first section, exactly. Margin bottom. So yeah, basically created the course, you get in there, create your first section, and I'm zoomed in, I think, to oblivion. Yeah, exactly, I am. And let's just say here, this, create a first section, exactly. And yeah, that's pretty much what we want to do. So let's do that, and then I'm on fold all. Add section. So we pretty much want to fold this, right? Then if we get over here, we can just, oops. We can do that, and then this. Yep. Section. Okay. Let's type section data null. No, that's not what we actually want. What we set selected. I see what's happening. Yeah. All right. I see what's happening. And basically here we have to say and no selected. No selected type. Shit. Yeah. So yeah, so it kind of sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck. It's just this first initial section state kind of sucks. That's all, right? Cause yeah, this should be now full width at least until you. Is that really important though? I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. Because kind of more you get into those details, more you realize that, like, is this worth doing, right? Because you can still do this crap now, right? So it's not, it just kind of looks ugly, right? Looks slightly broken, right? So yeah, maybe we should just do it that way, right? So wait a minute. So there's a button in here on our list. So this is our list, right? So maybe we should just, yeah, let's try that for 12. So let's say, hey, only show this fella if course sections dot length is greater than 0. Show that. And then this class name here is going to be conditional, right? So we're going to say, hey, it's going to be like class names. And we're going to say, something like that. Like, kind of shitty. This can be written in a better way, but doesn't really matter for now. So that's okay. So we want to kind of hide that one, right? And now we could technically and we have this render form. Yeah. And then here, I guess we can handle this case as well, right? So we can have multiple cases, I guess. Thank you everybody for your follows, highly appreciated. So what we can do here is, yeah. So we can conditionally say here as well, if course sections.length is greater than 0, then we want to show something, otherwise something else. And then here we want to show, let's say p whatever. And we actually want to do the opposite. Yeah, something like this. Okay, great. And now here we can say actually, and also this info icon, I'm going to move there. I'm going to do something like this. And then over here, we're gonna do the same stuff pretty much, just with a different icon. So here we can say, I don't know, add or something, right? So something like this. Then we can say create your first section. And then we want to kind of remove this stuff. And yeah, and we want to go and grab that on-click handler somewhere, from somewhere, which is this one, right? So that's great. So let's do that. And yeah, we want to, let's actually wrap this one in a div. I mean, we could also just as well make this a button, but whatever. And then let's pretty much do this, right? Doesn't matter, but now we should see this. And then if you do this, now you should get back to this view. So now we have the section here, right? If we remove it, we should be back kind of to this view. Okay, great, super. Let's say class name text center. And yeah, oops, didn't like that, did it? Create a first section, what the fuck? We can just as well get rid of the paragraph, and then it should work. Interesting. Interesting. Have an SVG. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, what? Okay, so it has the width. All right, whatever. Let's just say here, flex item center, justify center. Okay, that's not what I wanted, but okay, flex call. Okay, create your first section. Something like this, right? So if I hover over this place, yeah. Okay, great. And then we get to this view, and then yeah, this also kind of got messed up a bit, which is quite actually strange. I don't actually know why. Select. Yeah, I suppose because yeah. Okay, whatever. All right, that's cool. All right, and then yeah, let's maybe yeah, just say as well, something like this, right? I host it on Hetzner. All right, so I actually like this. I like this now. It's starting to look like a proper dashboard. I think the only thing, it's one of the few things we're kind of missing out, and I thought I had that, is like, why don't we have why is cancel button actually not shown? I think that's rather a bug, probably introduced, let's see, section form, I suppose, because we did have a cancel action, right? Or did we not on click? But don't we have handle cancel or something? We do, right? Exactly, and we're only passing this to course form. I see. Okay, so let's extend this, right? So let's pretty much do the same here and same here, right? Then if we go to course form, we probably have some cancel action somewhere. Exactly, yes. So let's yeah, let's do it like this. and then let's consume this prop as well. And this is section form, right? Yeah, exactly. So let's do that, and let's go to lecture form. Let's say handle cancel. Then let's smack this bad boy right here. Let's change this to lecture. Okay, great. It works. Now we're gonna fix it in that sense that it is in the right place. So wait, this is lecture form, so let's fix it up. So first and foremost, let's put it here. And then it seems that it has some styles that it actually doesn't need. So let's get rid of this fella. So blah, blah, blah. Updates. Yeah, so this should also be color name sync. Let's do the same here. Yeah, so you can cancel now. Beautiful. I agree, Sako, 100%. That's very true. I think we're getting slowly to the point where we are handling all of those cases now. That's okay that we can't create it. It's fine. Give it a just give me a second. So the only thing that I also now just saw is that this actually, why does it have to be? You should be able to cancel if you're also trying to create. So let's also fix that. In fact, let's just do this. Get rid of this. Get here. All right, so if I say, hey, I want to add a section, I should be able to cancel on that. Same on this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, great. Super. Super. I like it. Super. It's starting to look decent. Okay, so you guys, publish should be disabled. Agreed. Something like this can be nice for the first time. Let me check it out. Check it out now. I love those bootstrap type of sites. I think we're super simple. I think I have achieved with the courses what I wanted as always, which is simplicity. And I think it's incredibly simple. I mean, I'm very happy with the outcome, right? And we haven't even gotten to the point of obsessing with details and stuff, right? So I think we're on a very good spot. I think it's super simple. And simple is great, right? So it's very, I mean, if you want to make a course, it's pretty simple, right? So really simple. I did saw your example, if that's what you mean, Sullivan. And then publish button should be disabled if there's no lectures and stuff. I agree. And also there should be validation in the API preventing you to publish an empty course, right? Click on start. Okay. Sure. Let's see. Yeah, the wizards. Yeah, I've done this many times. I actually implemented something like this at Dream Data. For sure. I think this would be great indeed. I think the thing is, Sullivan, in my experience, and I've done those wizards. Actually, a funny thing, when I joined Dream Data, the company that I work now for 2 years, that's the first thing I did for the company. I built like a guide wizard. But you generally need this when things are complicated, right? And you want to avoid needing to have those wizards. So I don't think that this UI, I think we've done the UX where it's pretty clear what you have to do, right? So that wizard would be a huge overkill, right? I think it would be a huge overkill. Okay, this button should be disabled if course sections.length I actually thought, this was another component. Okay, I thought we flattened the lectures here, but we didn't. So now it should be disabled. We have one section. If we create a lecture, and yeah, this is failing in the API for some reason. Maybe we have some regression or something, or we have, maybe I'm not on the right branch in the API. Let's see what's happening. 400. It's actually funny that we're not getting any response, just the 400. That kind of sucks. Payload section content is fine, I suppose. It's like, yeah, so what the hell is invalid input syntax for type integer undefined. Section ID is basically a string, so I suppose that's the problem, right? So create lecture. What we were trying to do? We were trying to, yeah. So handle create lecture. See, exactly. Okay, so we introduced the regression here in the UI. All good. So handle create lecture. So let's go to lecture form. Handle create. What is the section ID? That's a bit awkward. Let's take a look. Section dot selected dot section ID. So why is that the case? Where did we mess up? Yeah, so that's a bit awkward. So this is actually fine. This looks okay. I see no reason why a section ID would be undefined. We can see section undefined. So it's indeed truly crazy, but I think it happens when we click add lecture, right? Yeah. So add lecture. I see. Okay, section ID. Okay, so lecture form. Oh, this why, right? It's this why we have messed up the prop name, right? That's TypeScript would have helped you there. It would indeed. Indeed, it would. Yes. Okay, create. Think something else now probably, or we didn't fix the existing one. Let's say create. So no, still fucked up. Lecture form section ID selected section ID. Okay, data undefined. Okay, so it's still fucked up. All right. That's why. Okay, cool. let's disable, yes, add lecture, blah, 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 create, there we go. And then now it should be able to publish and unpublish. Now I'm not quite sure if we are querying now here for published or published at all. Possibly we are, but I'm not quite sure. I don't actually remember, but it's fine. So let's go to dashboard, courses, this. If I unpublish and go back, is it still visible? I think it should be, yeah. So we'll need to make sure that successfully failed. Yeah, that's how I feel as well, man. Thank you very much, Yanko, for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Okay, so that's kind of fine. Yeah, we need to kind of do something with the preview button. So for now, let's kind of remove it. Let's remove the preview, simply because it's kind of not going to do anything, right? So let's remove the preview button, because it's going to leave a false impression that you can actually preview right now, which you can't. Circus, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you everybody for your follows. I very much appreciate it. So that's okay. This icon is super huge. It's like, wow, huge, but that's what it is. That's how it is for now. Yeah. Is there anything in the API that we actually have to push in relation to courses? No, I don't think so, actually, no. All right, so before we push anything, yeah, we do say that this is in beta and blah, 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 so that's okay. So yeah, so let's actually push the front end finally to let's first push it to this branch. Yeah, so again, this is not going to be perfect clearly and stuff, but I think Sullivan wants to start kind of breaking it and stuff. So we will just get it out there to production and it should be fine. Is there something storybook theming? This is development dependencies, so nothing really major that we should worry about. And then server toast views, yeah, exactly. But let's first push this branch like this with a useless commit. That's what I can afford because I'm streaming. Try that. Yes, perfect. Right, amazing. So if we go to our GitHub profile, and if we go over here, we go to the front end. Did we have, yeah, courses UI. So this is kind of the feature itself, right? Let's actually merge this to production. And yeah, so it's not finished, but it is in production for you guys to click and break it. Let's take a look at our Cloudflare continuous integration build. Hierarchy is a mighty thing. It is. Alrighty, let's go over here. Actually, you know what? Let's go to Cloudflare pages. Start like this. This fella is now building. Just gonna go and say courses feature is now pushed to production, even though it's not fully finished. if you want to play with it. I don't know why the fuck is this lagging? B. Yeah, we still need to merge that crap. Yeah, it's still building. Let's see. See how many people signed up today. Nice. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of you signed up during the stream. Very nice. Thank you guys, whoever you are. Thanks for taking 3 seconds to sign up. Very much appreciated. Let's wait for this fella to deploy. Sullivan, are you still there? Awesome, man. Well, I pushed it and I'll need to go now. It's midnight here. My wife and my kid are long. I think we have around 400 people who signed up so far, but I put 0 effort into getting people, right? For me, like, for me, I don't care much about quantity now. I just care that we have at least few people to, you know, to stick around and help out test, and, you know, early adopters who would like to see this platform succeed, right? So number of developers isn't necessary, because a lot of people, I think they sign up during my stream, they check it out, and they might or might not ever come back, or might not come back for some time, right? So I would much rather have 5 of you, which we already do, who regularly try things out, and, you know, we have people posting every day and stuff. So this is what I value the grade, right? Yeah, but I'm not why I can't create course. I don't know. I mean, let's see. I just pushed it to production, so we could not fetch your courses. I don't know. So it says that it can't fetch the courses. Let's see why. Yeah, I'll need to read the logs, but it seems that let's actually see what's in the API. Create your first course, test, free, create. Yeah, so maybe let's see if I've actually... Yeah, you need to go to the dashboard. Courses are created there, yes. There's a separate view for that and separate thing. Okay, so let me go to the API now. Give me 1 second. All right. So we'll update that later. So let's take a look what's happening here. Courses, controller, model, router. So I think probably so I don't think you'll be able to test today, Sullivan, because I think I need to write some of the SQLized migrations. I think I have introduced all of those new tables and stuff, right? And I don't think that they were actually created at all, right? I can actually go to pgadmin, for example. Let's take a look, right? But the thing is, I'm 100% sure, right? Those tables are not created. Let's just take a look before I round up for today. But I'm pretty sure that those tables are simply not created in production, right? At all yet. Give me 2 seconds, right? So it means I just need to create a migration files to create few of those tables, right? We have now a course, lecture, a section. We have course, we have like 4 or 5 new tables, right? So let's open a production database directly on the stream, because why not? But yeah, you can see if I refresh here, right? I'm sure there's not going to be any course related tables, right? So that's the problem, right? I am from Europe. Yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. here. That's why I need to go. I live in Denmark, in Copenhagen. So I do that in the morning during my coffee off stream, Sullivan, and then I ping you on LinkedIn, and then we can start testing. But it's good that, and let me actually edit this if I can. No, let me actually remove this just so people don't waste their time. See you tomorrow, Sullivan, man. Thank you for sticking around. Looking forward that you break this stuff. And for those of you who are new here, thank you very much for watching. Let me just lift this desk. And yeah, let's see each other tomorrow. I'll stream tomorrow, so if you guys are around, just come around and let's hang out. Yeah, with that said, sleep well, or have a great day wherever you are. And I'll see you guys the next day. Peace out. Have a great one, guys.